All right, let me see if we are on. We are live.
Okay, cool.
Hope. Let me make sure.
Let me see.
Watch now. Yep, we're live.
Okay, cool. This is 266, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you have topics? Any topics?
I got
Anything?
two. I got two.
Okay.
Two
Okay,
very
cool.
weird topics.
All right.
Oh,
Okay. Here we go. Are you already recording on your side?
not the audio. Yeah, I'm recording now.
All right. I hit that recording too. Okay, 266.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I believe we have at
Yes.
least one or two, yeah, two voicemails. There we go. Okay. Cool. All right. Three, two, one. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, it is pre-Halloween, so it's a couple days till the day when kids walk around and try to trick or treat. Even some adults try to
Trick
trick
or
or treat on
treats.
those nights, trick and treats.
Trick or treats.
But we're a couple days away from that. We have a little craziness going on throughout the weekend. We'll talk about that along with a couple of voicemails. All this and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew. All right. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the hashtag Blackout podcast, episode 266.
Mm-hmm.
I am the dude that they call Jalapeno J, aka Jared.
What up,
Jalapeno
people?
J in Utah.
I'm Jay in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, just Jay.
Just Jay.
But
No
he's
use
more than just Jay.
jalapenos.
Yeah,
Just.
yeah. Oh man, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I know that we had this week right now, leading up to Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a nice week. So as we get into Halloween, what are you going to dress up for Halloween? And are you going to go trick or treating with your kids or nah?
I'm handing out candy. I'm going to be a hip hop mummy.
Hmm.
Mummy, not a mommy, but a mummy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. Thought I was gonna be Beetlejuice. Started making this elaborate scene in the front yard of like
Mm-hmm.
sandworms and Beetlejuice stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then it just this past week, excuse me, it's just been raining every single day. All
Mm-hmm.
our decorations getting soaked and stuff outside. So it's like I'm not even sweating. It's only like 3 days till Halloween, 2 days till Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering with it. I'm gonna just build it up. The next year, I'm gonna get it out early, and we'll have a little
Okay.
scene. But yeah, I'm gonna hand out
That's cool.
candy. I would hope, I really would hope my kids would get out of their, kind of like scaredness and
Mm-hmm.
intimidating phase and just walk the neighborhood. But
Mm-hmm.
I do realize there's some creeps out there
Yeah.
that may or may not try to drag my kids in their house and do something a
Mm-hmm.
little strange. But yeah, I'd
Yeah.
much rather them go by themselves. 13 and 10, I was by
Mm-hmm.
myself, with a couple friends roaming the
Yeah.
streets doing my
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
So
Understand.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So is your wife gonna take him, Miss J,
she
or
ain't
she gonna
going
hang out?
nowhere.
Yeah. Okay.
She's not going
All right.
nowhere. I mean, she could. Now that you say that, I guess the sensible thing is she could probably stay at home and hand out candy, and I could walk with the kids.
Yeah. Either way.
Uh, but here's the other crazy thing: it's gonna be like 40 degrees here,
Yeah. It's
so
gonna
it's
be
supposed to
chilly.
like it's supposed to freeze like tomorrow night. So I don't
Yeah.
know how that's gonna work. Not sure.
Let me see. Let me see what the temperature is over here. For Halloween. Ooh, that night. Well, actually, let's see. That night it's supposed to be getting down. Yeah, in the 40s to the 30s.
No.
39 by like 9 p.m., give or take.
Mm.
And then the 40s from around like 6 o'clock on, 45 ish. So yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, shoot, a couple days ago here, when it first got our real first cold snap, and it actually had some snow flurries, but they didn't stick. It was just
Mm.
like for a couple hours. But
Right.
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. My kids, my son will want to go and hang out with his friends, um, and trick or treat that way. And I don't even know. I think he might be one of those kids now that just doesn't dress up. Because he hadn't talked about like wearing any costume. I think we asked him what he wanted to be, and he was like, "I'm gonna be a kid." I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
This people they've resorted to that now. And then my daughter, she and a couple of her friends have decided to like get matching costumes. Um,
That's
I
cool.
don't know. They'll be like some K drama people. I don't know,
Are
Korean
her friends
drama
like in the
people.
same neighborhood with you guys, like a couple houses
Yes,
away or something
yes,
like that?
but no, they're not a couple houses away. You have to basically
Okay.
drive to all their houses. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, and their houses are too far and like too out of the way for me to trust at this point. Her going by herself because it's like just where they are.
Mm.
It's just not really convenient. Like the crazy thing is though, there are kids on our street and like our little, I don't know, our little like the little mini neighborhood, you know, splash or whatever stamp that we live in.
Yeah.
Um, and there's several kids within the age range of our kids, and they're not friends with any of them.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, I was friends with all these kids around my area. I do realize this though. You know, we moved, and then several of the other kids in this neighborhood moved like that COVID year or like within a couple years past the COVID year.
Mm.
So, all these kids are moving from different areas. So none of them really knew each other growing up like I did, and you might have your friends that were nearby you because we all, we
Mm.
grew up in the same house pretty much for the majority of that time. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know, but I know that my daughter will probably want to walk with her friends. So I don't know. They'll probably be walking in this neighborhood area though.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so yeah, I don't know. And I'll probably, me and my wife probably just at home passing out candy. So hooray.
Because I got like a tub full, and I know we're not gonna get that many kids,
Hmm.
but I don't even know why I bought that much candy. Maybe we
Hmm.
will. Who knows? Who
Yeah, you
knows? They
never know.
usually come late.
Give
Anyway,
out three pieces per kid. You'll get a lot
I'm
of
a
that going.
bruh. I'm that house that gives out handfuls, like big
Yeah,
handfuls of candy.
yeah, because you're just happy to see a kid show up
I'm
at the
just
door
happy to
trick or
see a
treating, huh?
kid come at the door, and those kids that come late towards the end of the night, oh, they get super lucky because
Hmm.
I'm giving out like maybe two handfuls.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, that's the house that gives out all the candy, like a bunch of
Yeah,
candy at once.
because
Let's
I
go
don't
there
want to
late.
keep it in it, any of it.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Our dog,
Mhm.
however, our dog will freak out. Um, he doesn't. He doesn't do well with people knocking at the door or ringing on the
Yeah,
doorbell.
yeah. Oh, I'm just posting up a table in the front, and I'm just gonna
Hmm.
sit there, or my wife will
Yeah,
just sit there
yeah,
giving out
that's
candy.
cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We had neighbors. We've had neighbors. You know, every year there's some people in the neighborhood who'll put like a big fire pit out front,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll basically post up around the fire pit and hand out candy. While kids are walking by. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be a good idea, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So we'll see. We haven't made a definitive decision yet.
True that.
So we'll
True.
see.
True. True.
Yes. Cool. All right. Well, hey, hopefully the people who are listening to this episode, whether they hear it before, during, or after Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
they have a safe one, and all their candy dreams get fulfilled, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, um, so I know we got a couple of voicemails. So
Correct.
yeah, Jay, go ahead and
Yes,
tell
sir.
the people how they leave us a voicemail if you like, and then I'll try to queue up the first one.
All right, people, leave us a voicemail 3853 BL AKPC or 385-325-2572. Tell us who you're tricking and who you're treating. Tell us if you're a trick and if you got treated. Uh, yeah, yeah, do all that
Oh
stuff.
man, if you're a trick. All right, that's great. Go three, two, first. Oh yeah, first episode. All right, first episode, first voicemail. Wow, 3, 2, 1.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hashtag Blackout Podcast. It's your girl, Memphis Diva, aka Kayla. Look, we are still at the trade negotiations for Jada Pop and Will Child.
Jada Pac.
We have reached an agreement. Wait a minute, hold on. That's not gonna work because of the baby. Well, we was gonna ask to trade Will and Jada for Christian Rock and our baby daddy Blueface, but then they said we couldn't do it because the baby is counted as a person, and so we back. Man, it's a hard one here. See, but Wesley Snipes is on the ballot, and also I just got invited to be on the coalition for PAB. That's People Against Bonnets. So we're trying to get the bylaws together to take it to Congress.
Oh my gosh.
I've been busy, y'all. I've been busy. So I'll get back with y'all later. And looks like we got a thing going down here where people want to rob banks in broad daylight. I don't know what's going on. Stay away from the banks in broad daylight. All right, I'm gonna start doing what my great grandmama said. Keep cash and just get around your pocket. Okay then, bye.
All right, adios. Wow. So sounds like they're still in negotiations to see who gets traded in the.
Did she say Wesley Snipes is on the ballot?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes was on the ballot. We're gonna trade Wesley Snipes away.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
if we
did
can
Wesley
do that.
What Wesley, man? That's Blade.
Yeah.
That's Sidney Dean. Can't get rid of Wesley. All right, well, cool. People robbing banks in broad daylight, huh?
Yeah,
I saw this one video of like some guys, and I know this probably been happening a while. They pull up to like a convenience, not a convenience, like a little 7-Eleven type store, gas station, bust the window, wrap a chain around the ATM inside, and just yank it out. I've seen quite a few videos of them doing that lately. So
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that as well. It's just sort of crazy though. Sometimes those ATMs are bolted down so good that they can't even really pull them out. You know, it's crazy, man. People are wild. It's sad that people resort to that type of stuff. I'm trying to say just to try to what's the word, to try to steal some money. Like,
get some easy money.
Yeah, I don't
easy.
Get it. I don't get it. Anyway, okay. Thanks for that voicemail. We got one more coming up. And yeah, I don't even mess with ATMs like that. I normally just go to the bank, deposit through the drive-through, and any kind of money I need, I'll just pay with it with my card or Apple Pay, whatever it is, man. Just make life easy like that. All right, here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1, bam.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. It is me, Memphis Diva 99, and I am in distress because my favorite dollar store is under attack. The Dollar General is like my favorite store in the whole world. It used to be the Dollar Tree, but they still ain't a dollar no more. But anyway, why they robbing all the Dollar Trees? I mean, the Dollar Generals. What they gonna do when the government stop making money, cash money? Well, what's gonna happen there? I tell you, I don't know. But anyway, we about to have a meeting with the people against bonnets in a little while, and we having to sit down with the Jada Pop and Will situation with the trade delegations again. We don't know. We just stuck right now. We just stuck. But that's not why I called y'all. I was listening to this song on the radio, and it was like some chickens. It was like bump, 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 bump. And I was like, why? What? And the song was called Peaches and Eggplant.
Wait, what?
Bump, bump. And I was like, people really listening to this?
Eggplant.
And the man was going bump, 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 bump. And I said, Lord have mercy. Am I getting old? Am I just progressing on to other things? People actually dance to this stuff? Okay. I'm going to get this hold on my laundry. I'll talk to y'all later.
Peaches and Eggplants
by Young Nudie. Interesting. Wow.
I mean, thank you for the calls, Kayla. I gotta say, I'm not surprised because music in general, just music in general, but mainly hip hop and pop has devolved a lot in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, maybe more. I don't know. It's just sort of senseless now.
And she said this was on the radio?
I don't know. She said she heard it. So yeah, maybe it was on the radio. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at these lyrics, and this goes back to our little talk we had many, many moons ago about crazy lyrics and songs on the radio. So I'm reading this out now. First verse. Slut out a freak, hit her from the back, turn her bladder deep.
Wow.
Do the triple X when I'm in a freak, bow, knock a hole to her knee, beat a back down, bitch trying to skeet, beer, turn around, come on, man. All right, I'm done.
Yeah. That's what? Why?
Yeah.
I don't understand, man. I mean, I don't get it. That's this younger generation of musicians, and really honestly, like anywhere from like preteens on up. It's got a lot of stuff going on, man. They're crazy. And that is, I don't know, ridiculous. It does, like, this the thing. I think, obviously we're from a little bit older era of people that, listen to music. The music that we listen to also seemed to have like a meaning. There was some stuff that was senseless, that was sort of mindless, and I think you might have froze. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I'm reading these lyrics. I'm perplexed because I keep reading these lyrics. And yeah. Okay. Yeah. Keep on going, man.
No, man. I was just saying, like, it just seemed like, that music that we listened to definitely had, a different kind of meaning, felt like it had a meaning to it. Whereas the stuff these days seems very like, what? So yeah. Like, why did you even make that song? So
God, I'm like curious to hear this song now because that's a big no. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Thank you for those voicemails.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Kayla.
Yeah.
Whew. Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Ain't that something?
All right. If y'all want to leave us a voicemail, go ahead and do it. Yeah. But I know Jay has a couple things.
Well, I got a couple things. Yeah, definitely leave us a voicemail. Gentlemen out there, I think we're about to go to war And I don't mean war as in all conflicts happening overseas, but I mean a war with our eyes, keeping them to ourselves, because the the most ratchetest, should I say ratchetest, but a lady that we all come to, I guess, love and hate. She's been with the likes of Kanye, Reggie Bush, Ray J, Nick Cannon, and the list goes on and on and on and on. She's come out with the most thirstiest of thirst traps that will possibly get a lot of men in trouble. Miss Kim Kardashian has come out with a new push-up bra, but that push-up bra comes complete with built-in fake nipples. So it's always cold, no matter how warm it is. And
what?
Yeah, what is right. Yes. So yeah, new push-up bra line, Ultimate bra line by Skims. I don't know what we could do about it. Whose eyes are gonna divert away? Who's gonna get their feelings hurt? What ladies are gonna have a problem with it when a man diverts his eyes to your chesticles, and you get offended because somebody's looking at you in a creepy way? Did they bring it on themselves with the nipple bra? Or are we just being men looking at men stuff? What do you think?
Yeah, it seems that all of the females in that family have some kind of fake part or multiple fake parts, on their body, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
And I mean, I don't know, man. I'm really over them, sort of. So this is the thing. There's always companies coming out with new and like innovative, quote unquote, innovative like attire and things like that. Uh, you know, People look and stuff, but and the problem is, I mean, I'm gonna be fine because I got my whole wife and stuff like that, whole wife, But other people will also be looking regardless of what it is. But the problem is for anybody that's dating that person or wants to, or whatever the case, when they find out that's fake, you know it'll be a whole lot of I got thirst trapped or I got catfished or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, man, I don't know. I know that I know that some of that stuff is made to like accentuate your body parts or, females' body parts or whatever, but it's just like too much. It's just like the fake booty insert that people could put in their pants.
I remember those. They used to sell those at Burlington Coat Factory.
What?
Yo,
hold
I
on,
remember. No, yes, sir. I
For
remember
real?
back in the day, I would go to Burlington with my wife and my kid, and we'd be looking around. Kids section is right by the women's department, so to speak. And I swear there were like these little, they kind of look like compression shorts for women, but there was like the actual padding in the butt and in the hip portion. And I saw that. I remember seeing it clear.
I've seen those, yeah.
Burlington.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This was years ago, so I don't know if they're still doing it. I hadn't been in Burlington in quite a long time, but yeah.
I don't know, man. It's to me, it's just sort of ridiculous. There's this and for somebody with like a daughter, thankfully my daughter right now doesn't really care about that, type of stuff. And it seems like none of her friends really do either, which is good.
Very good.
I know that sometimes you have, a lot of influence from your friends and other people you're around. But, for a lot of kids and, teens, early 20 somethings and older, they're heavily influenced by, the look of their body and how it looks to other people. You know what I'm trying to say? They're influenced by like trying to make sure their body looks like a certain standard that a lot of times, you can't attain because, genetics, all kinds of things, So to me, it's just ridiculous. It's further putting out that, this is what you have to be and this is what you have to look like. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Not everybody fits that box.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
Well, and I don't know, man. It's just strange. When did like nipples become a great thing in fashion for women to like show up? Because I know they many a time back in the day, long time ago, it was like something that was, I think many women felt embarrassed by it. They had like nipples were poking through and whatever. But then over the years, it's become more and more acceptable. You see girls with like pierced nipples and no bra, and that's like, hey, it's the cool thing now. Now we're selling bras with automatic perky nipples.
Yeah,
I don't know, weird thing over time.
Yeah, it's the thing. I'm pretty sure I've seen like some mannequins that had that.
Really?
On the mannequins, yeah.
Interesting.
And they had like tight fitting outfits. Like that's the only reason why you noticed. I don't know. It's weird, but you know what? I don't even put any credence into what they put out and all their stuff just because it's.
I guess it's gonna be another $1 billion hit.
It probably will be. Probably will be.
Yeah, another $1 billion hit. Well, anyway, speaking of ridiculousness, and women and thirst traps and the like, Amaranth. I know I've remember Amaranth, the cosplayer, a long time ago. Apparently, she's still doing stuff. I have absolutely no clue what she's doing. She reveals that her and a beer company are collaborating to brew a new beer from her pap smear, from her bacteria and her fungus or her yeast. There you go, her yeast. And they're going to brew a new beer with all these ingredients. Yeah. No. You shocked?
I'm
perplexed.
I'm speechless. Perplexed. Like, why? Why? I mean, I know there was like the Gwyneth Paltrow like candle or something like that.
Yeah.
I think there's been a couple other
Erykah
things
Badu
similar to that.
Has had some stuff with her vagina thing. Apparently, Amaranth is she does well.
She probably got a candle too.
She has farts in jars that she sells. So she, along with that other lady we talked about sometime ago,
oh my gosh,
selling farts in jars. She sells her bath water, and she's a $1 million plus OnlyFans model now. Didn't know that, but now she's about to get into the beer business, and with her yeast, her pap smear.
Yeah. It doesn't make. I don't know. Obviously, the beer company doesn't care, else they wouldn't have decided to proceed or offer something like this. But like as a company that makes products for human consumption, why would you? It doesn't, because this is the thing. I know that there are scientists out there, food scientists out there that can basically, create everything and sort of tweak everything to make it legal, if you will, for human consumption, even though there's a lot of stuff that shouldn't be legal. But why? What if the recipe gets messed up one time?
I don't know, buddy. I'm not trying to. So it says, quote, the gynecologist collects a vaginal smear from the model These smears are taken to a laboratory where bacteria are isolated, cleaned, and analyzed and multiplied. At the end of the process, the bacteria are used to produce pure lactic acid that goes into Yoni beer. So I'm guessing she's collaborating with Yoni Beer Company or whatever it is. Wow.
First of all, that's a company that it sounds like a microbrewery or like a regional company.
It says
or just
European.
Something that, maybe it's just like a beer that like you've never like not a lot of people have heard of. So maybe this is a tactic, a ploy for them to try to get some, notoriety among a lot of people.
Oh, buddy. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because once it's made, she's gonna start selling it to her OnlyFans models. Probably, I don't know how many followers she has. Let's take a quick look. I'm pretty sure she has a grip of them. But yeah, she wow. Hammer. How do you spell it? Hammer. That ain't her. Yeah, well, whatever her thing is, she's gonna sell a lot of these things based on just based on her name alone.
Yeah.
That
is. It's just I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I don't know, man. I'm speechless. It just every time I hear one of those things come out, I'm just like, well, how, why, how, who, why would you?
You never know what kind of kink people are into.
Yep, that's true. That is true. That's the unfortunate truth right there. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a lot of info right there, boy.
It's lot to digest, right?
Yes, yeah, and I will not be digesting any of that. Man. Okay, so yeah, definitely. If anybody has a voicemail based off any of that, please leave it. We'd love to dissect what's happening there. Okay, so when was this? This was back. Actually, I'll look up. So this was back. It was sometime last week for sure. I saw this list of places that women do not want to be taken to on their first date. And I know I think I reposted it just like I reshared it as a story on the hashtag Blackout Pod Instagram, #Blackout Pod, by the way. And just listen to people do sort of videos talking about it. And so I'm gonna look, and I know that my sister said several of these places I admit are a nope for me, but some of you are big tripping. So places women refuse to go on a first date, and we'll just go down the list, right? And I'll say, let's just say if you have or haven't, like if this is a place that you would have taken your wife on a first date, right?
I'll just throw
we'll go from at the end. Yeah. We'll go from the beginning, or we'll go from the number 28 all the way down to 1. Sports events.
Probably not.
No. I wouldn't take my wife there. But these are places that women do not want to go on first dates too. So maybe if we say no, it's a good thing. Waffle House.
Breakfast date.
Nah, not on the first date.
Hey man, breakfast date. Hey, hey, it's like I'm taking my wife to Subway. That's in the same lineup.
Okay, you cool.
I mean, they ain't gonna be fighting. They might not be fighting and shooting in that particular Waffle House, but maybe in a nice city. So
yeah. Okay, next one down, 26. A bar just for drinks.
Me,
no. I would say no, but I do have like a caveat to mine. The first time my wife and I met, when we met up, we were at a Chipotle. We were at a Jamba Juice. We're at Jamba Juice.
That's cool.
So, I mean, that is sort of like a drink
Oh,
place.
well, yeah, I hear you there. Okay.
But we're not hanging out there just for drinks. 25, a hookah bar. No. My wife's not into that. Nightclub. No. Bowling.
Possibly.
I remember taking a girl there, I believe, on a first date, but my wife, no, we didn't do that.
And the thing I
know the place we went on my.
Yeah, and the thing I'm thinking about is, since I've been married so long, I'm thinking about my pre-marriage days, pre-dating days. So way back when, it's hard for me to even say now, 2023, if I'm gonna take a first date. So I've been married so long. So yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere that requires a long drive.
That might be creepy. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends on how long, and it depends on the destination.
I believe the same as well. It also might depend on how the date is going. Because you could have, like, you can go out to dinner or something like that and be chatting and stuff, and then like the date go well, and there's like a nice like lookout point or something like that.
Well,
where it's like, where it's a little bit of a drive, but maybe not like an hour or something. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say yes on that one now that I think about it, because I guess one of my wife and I's first dates, we drove like 40. So her brother had come in town, and they were in another city, like 40 minutes away, 45 minutes away. So she invited me to go, to the movies with them, because they were going to movies out there. So I was like, yeah, sure. So it was a 45-minute drive for us. So that 45-minute drive gave us some time just to talk and whatever. So I'm going to say yes to something like that. But now it may be a little weird for some people.
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, my wife and I, our first official date, it was interesting because there were 3 places that we went. One was like, within like a 10 minutes or so of where she lived at that time. So it's pretty quick, trip to get there, and it was a restaurant. And basically, based on how that went, it was either the day was going to be over, or we move on to the next step of the date, which the next step of the date was going to the Dallas, like the Dallas Aquarium, right? And so that was like a 30-minute drive, 30, 40-minute drive, depending on the traffic. So yeah, that, and then we went to a restaurant after that, which I'll talk about later in here, which is like about a 15, maybe 15-minute or so drive away from there. And then we had to drive all the way back, to where, to closer to where she lived. And I dropped her off where, with her friends. So yeah, so that was one of those situations where, we did drive somewhere that took a little bit longer to get there, but like you said, it definitely gave us some time to chat more. And we'd really only, met each other once and talked on the phone a couple times after that. So, yeah. So, all right, here we go. Number 21, a movie night, Hulu, Netflix, etc. So like at-home movie night on a first date.
No.
Even though that's the thing that these kids be doing nowadays, that wouldn't have flew in
Netflix and chilling.
Yeah. Let's see here. 20 family functions.
No,
not a first date thing.
It's funny. I could hear you. I could hear your pops right now. Man, that's your girlfriend.
Yeah. He would say that, and then he'd give a face. He'd be like, something crazy, and he would just put it right out there. He didn't care. He was funny, man. Or he'd be like, okay, say hello, and then like I need to go to the restroom, like walk away and probably make a face as he's going there. But no, but yeah, thankfully my dad was pretty nice to everybody.
He's funny about it. Yeah,
he would say something crazy though sometimes. All right, number 19, ice cream dates.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd do that. Coffee dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, number 18, yeah. And Starbucks is number 17. It's the same thing essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say, I mean, like a full first date, depending on the date, that could be mixed into the plan. Also, these days, a first date could be considered like meeting up, going out to eat, or getting picked up, going out to eat, like doing that full on thing. First date could also be seen as like we're going to meet up at the coffee shop and talk, over coffee.
Right.
So I can see that happening nowadays. I mean, I probably would have done it back in the day as like a first date type of thing. Just like, I said, we, met up and chatted at Jamba Juice. Let's see. Number 16, church. Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Unless I met her at church. And then that might be different. Right. Number 15, the gym.
No. I'd say no.
No. Number 14, Denny's. And number 13, IHOP.
See, I look at IHOP, Denny's, and Waffle House as like the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
I mean, that'd be I don't know for IHOP, Denny's, and
Waffle House. And Waffle House.
Yeah.
Yeah. And number 12, a buffet. Nah.
You could get a lot for a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe not. Unless she wants to go there. Unless she really wants to go there. Like a Golden Corral or something like that.
Yeah. Number 11, Red Lobster.
No.
Not today. Maybe years and years ago, but not today. Not in this time frame.
Yeah.
10, Wingstop.
No.
Gets too messy, man. Buffalo Wild Wings, next one down, number 9.
Buffalo Wild Wings. That's a I don't know, man. It's a maybe. It's definitely a maybe because they have more than just wings. It's like quick. Yeah. It's a quick food thing. You probably have to gauge
what fast casual
person is.
Yeah. Okay, number 8. Any fast food chain? No.
Mickey D's. He sees you.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world sees you.
That's funny. Any fast food? Okay. No, I'd say no to that. Your house?
No.
We did have a date where you probably remember that. We did have a date where I cooked at home.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
hit the floor and clean the table.
Yeah, man. Make the house look nice,
Like, make it look nice, man. Make it smell good. Like not 2 guys live here.
I remember. That was a good date. Let's see here. Number 6, the movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah. I would, and I have before. I remember in the past. Olive Garden. This is along the lines of Red Lobster and Buffalo Wild Wings, I think.
Maybe something like an Olive Garden equivalent. I mean, I don't think it's like at the top of the list. It's like number 5.
Yeah. It's not the top of the list. It's not the bottom of the list. This is number 5. I remember, so my wife and I's first date, we went to Milano's, which is a little Italian restaurant. It is not the it's not like the chain style like Olive Garden would be. It does sell, they do sell like little Italian dishes and stuff like that. But it felt like Milano's felt like more intimate and romantic than an Olive Garden would, I guess. So, I wouldn't. Probably not on the first date, but at some point in time in the dating time frame, possibly, depending on the situation. Okay, number 4, Chipotle.
Sure, why not? That's why not.
Yeah, it could be on the list. Number 3, Chili's.
I mean, I see 3 and 2 is like the same.
Yeah. Number 2, Applebee's. Not Applebee's. Applebee's.
That's tough to gauge, man. I want to say yes. Just a maybe. It's a maybe.
Okay, that's cool.
It's a maybe.
So Applebee's is a no, but Chili's, I'm sure I probably would have.
Why is the no for Applebee's and a maybe for Chili's? They're pretty much like kind of like the same.
They're literally probably the same exact restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's like the connotation surrounding each. Like Applebee's seems like a lower quality version of Chili's. Mm-hmm. And it's Applebee's, Chili's, TGI Fridays, probably literally the same restaurant.
What about Ruby Tuesdays? I've only been there one time. So.
I've been there only once as well, and yeah, it's probably the same restaurant as well. I don't know, man. I think personally, I think Applebee's would be like a step below Red Lobster for me. So I would take her over to Red Lobster over Applebee's. So I don't know. It's probably no, but I don't know, man. But here we go. Number one, the Cheesecake Factory. That's the number one place people refuse to go on a first date. And this is getting back to that lady, who said, she was mad and stayed in the car because a dude tried to take her to Cheesecake Factory on the first date. I absolutely would, and I absolutely did take my wife to Cheesecake Factory on the first date. And guess what, fellas? It works. It worked for me.
Yeah.
It's not about the restaurant. It's not about the location. It's about the game that you have. If you can swing it, then swing it.
Yeah, and it also depends about the person you taking, because sometimes they're like little high maintenance, maybe possibly.
True. Facts, big facts. The crazy thing is, so like I mentioned, we actually went to that Milano's Italian restaurant I mentioned first. Then we drove over and went to that Dallas Aquarium, and then that went well. So, and then I know that she loved cheesecake. I love cheesecake. So I was like, you know what, let's head up to the Cheesecake Factory. And at that time, I don't know if there's more cheesecake factories in Fort Worth, but at that time, or in DFW, but at that time, the only cheesecake factory in the area was in Dallas, like was that North Park Mall. So we drove from the downtown, Dallas area where the aquarium is, up to North Park Mall, and then we drove home. So yeah, there was definitely some extra time in the car, but we went up to North Park Mall and went to the Cheesecake Factory, and we just basically had dessert there. Okay. And I was on the shoestringiest of shoestring budgets at that point. So she got the cheesecake that was like $2 more than mine, because I just got the plain one with like blueberries on top. So it was fine. But the date worked out.
We're just share a slice of cheesecake.
I mean, it could have been that, but the date worked out obviously for me. And my wife was not scoffing at any location, because from what she told me, each of those places were like her favorite type of places to go. So, like you said, it just really depends on the one that you bring out with you. So,
true. Yeah, that's very true, man. There's like a bunch of them now. So, it's one downtown Fort Worth. There's one connected right to Parks Mall. Okay. There is, of course, one in South Lake, and there's a bunch now. So you have a lot to choose from.
Yeah. That makes me sad, because that would have made our planning of our little date a little bit different. Maybe, maybe not. If the second place that we went was the aquarium, then I probably would have still went to another one that's out in Dallas area. Sorry. But yeah, that's cool. It's interesting though, looking at all those places. I mean, and all those activities for women that they didn't want to do on a first date. I could definitely understand some of them, like going to the dude's house for a movie night, or to hang out, or like Netflix and chill. Like, definitely, yeah, some of those things are like, that's sort of sketchy. But some of those things are also just like, what the heck? Like, it doesn't make sense, where there's a couple of those places where you may not go on a first date. And then, hey, what if there's an Applebee's, Chili's, or Red Lobster that's like, is like the best restaurant in the little town that you live in? Gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right. That's right. Have you
and
ever
it's
heard?
a no-brainer, you know.
And this is like still on the subject of food. Have you ever heard of the TikToker Keith Lee? He's like a food reviewer.
Yeah. He's good.
Well, it's wow how he's kind of like skyrocketed to stardom.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll post up something like, "Hey, I'll be in Atlanta this week" or whatever like that, and then all these people will be like, "All right, Atlanta, get your game face ready, get your food ready, and be on your P's and Q's because Keith Lee's coming to town, and he can make or break a. It's wild how he can make or break a restaurant. Yeah. So he gave one restaurant a bad review. Not even a bad review. He just told it like it was.
He just didn't really like it.
He didn't care because the way they treated him as a customer. He displayed that, he showcased that on his TikTok, and next thing you know, nobody was going there. They were just like dead in the water.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's crazy how you have, you know, that's the definition of an influencer. It's somebody who influences, you know, people to or not to partake of something, or you know, go in and become patrons of a place. And yeah, man, that is wild. You know, he had that much, you know, pull in his review of a place, you know. And I mean, this is the thing, like, you never know how the day went for that person who he did have an opportunity to interact with, or those people. You know, it might have just been a rough shift. It might have been a long week. They may have had just like, you know, a bad day like before that, and they were carrying it into work. And it's highly unfortunate, but you know, it definitely makes sense because I mean, we all do the same thing. If we go to a place and we feel like we got, you know, bad service or treated poorly, something like that, we probably won't go back again. And if our friends say, "Hey, we're going to go to try blah blah blah," have you been there? Like, oh yeah, this is how they treated me the last, you know, when I went, so I wouldn't recommend it. You know, like, so I can see it. And he, like he said, such a big platform that so many people are listening and trying to, you know, see if it's a place that he would try to, you know, go to, or they would go to. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I saw
that's crazy.
I saw. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. She's so funny.
Yeah. Silly lady. Yeah, man. I saw one clip he gave. He had such a great time with this particular person. This person, and he usually doesn't even go inside the restaurant. It's usually his wife or his mom or mother-in-law or something like that that will go get the food. He'll order first and go get the food. So I guess one guy treated them so well that he tipped them for like, I think it might have been like somewhere around a $50, you know, bill. He tipped the guy $2,000, $1,000 for him to split with people in the back, and just another personal $1,000 just for himself because the customer service was that good. He, you know, he did such a good job at
that's
treating
cool.
them fine. So yeah, man, that's hey, man.
It definitely matters. It definitely matters. I remember, you know, one restaurant I worked at, particularly Del Frisco's there. I remember this girl one time, I swear she got like a $1,400 or $1,700 tip. It was $1,400 tip, something like that, from a guy who was, you know, just there eating or whatever. And I think it might have been like a couple that was eating, something like that, but maybe it's just a dude by himself. I don't remember, but yeah, you know, I guess she did such a great job that, he tipped like a stupid amount on, like, I mean, it was probably like $100 ticket, you know, $7,500 ticket, and he tipped that much money. And he was just like, you know, hey, you did, you know, such a good job. You were so nice. You know, you attended to all the needs, like all those things. And and it can happen, man. You know, it can happen.
So with something like that,
take care of people
at Del Frisco's, you get that much of a tip. Do you have to like claim it and give some to the actual restaurant, or how does that work?
Yes, you do have to claim it, and it's mainly, The weird thing is you should claim all the money that you were tipped, cash or credit. Credit card is known because it's like, it's on the computer, like they can see it. Cash is one of those things. If somebody puts cash in there, you're required. Okay, how do I say this? You should claim all of it. Some people just claim and say, "Oh, I got 20%," like if they got more than that, um, which happens. And it is what it is. But yeah, you're supposed to claim it, and really, what you're supposed to do is it's supposed to be part of like your tip out, because at a place like that they have sort of like tip sharing. So out of the whole tip, I can't remember what the percentage was, but out of the whole tip, you get the largest amount of the tip. Like say you get like 92% of the tip or something like that. And then the other 8% goes to it splits between the cooks and the bus boys and the dishwashers.
Okay.
You know, and so that's all split, from there. So a place like that is like that. There's places that I've worked that the tip share was a little bit higher, um, and then also lower. But yeah, so if it's on a credit card, then you won't get the full 1,400, right? But you'll get the majority of it.
Okay.
So
okay, that's
and and there has been situations where I do remember situations where the person like tipped something on their card, and they're like, "Hey, this is for you. Don't give this to the restaurant. Just slide this in your pocket because you did such a good job." And I remember that happening with me, individually, also me with a team of people. And those people either gave it, directly to each of us, or they just gave it to like whoever like the team leader was, and then we split it. I mean, in a situation like that, where I was like working with the team with somebody, um, and like somebody like gave me a little extra on the side, I would share with everyone, because I was like, we're all part of this. You know what I'm trying to say? Um, Might have been maybe like back in my early serving life, I didn't really know what to do, so I was like, I guess I'll just keep this. All right. But when I realized, how much the team aspect meant behind those like little extra added tips, I was like, what, this is for all of us. So, let's all split this $100 or whatever it was, that the guy or girl, ended up throwing us. So yeah. So, but then there's some people that do that and some people don't. So it's whatever, man. But yeah, that's cool that Keith gave, that much in tip, and then really, that he blessed him with a little extra. It's pretty amazing. So it's amazing that when people have that, those kinds of means to take care of others. So
yeah, I wonder if
that's
do you even make that much off of TikTok? Can you make that much off of TikTok?
You can.
Like is it the same as like YouTube, like monetization?
Yeah. There's some similar monetization. Yeah. So you try to get your videos monetized, and you get money from a lot of ways. You get money from like click traffic and like how long people watch it. You get money from what is it, like those TikTok lives or whatever, and then people are giving you all kinds of random gifts. That's why you see all the weird, crazy videos of people doing silly stuff to try to get paid and try to get money off of there, because all those gifts, they are, I don't know, they cost some little price range, like a fraction of a penny or so. I don't know what it is, but all those add up to a lot of money. And so I think for Keith, obviously he has all of his videos, but then he probably has some kind of, what do you call it? Like, I don't even know if you want to call it like endorsement, but like influencer deal with some companies and stuff like that to do good. So yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's like that NPC lady on TikTok. Forgot her name, but I don't know. I don't know the appeal of this, but she's just doing a bunch of random stuff. And I'm sure you've heard about it, but I heard she makes like a crazy amount of money just by doing that. trying to see how much she makes. How much?
I'm not surprised.
$7,000 per day.
$7,000 per day.
Her name is Pinky Doll, and she reveals she makes up to $7,000 per day on her TikTok, NPC, TikTok. Oh, and OnlyFans. Sorry, and OnlyFans.
Of course.
Yeah. Wow.
It doesn't. It's just. I don't know. It's shocking. It's shocking that that's a thing. Isn't it? Like every time we talk about something like this, it like shocks me every single time. I'm like, how? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah.
Who is who is paying these people for these things? Now, obviously, I know it's people who are thirsty for whatever that person is bringing to the table. But every time I see it, it is just so shocking. Up to $7,000 per day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's just on TikTok. She did. I know she says she has OnlyFans, but she didn't say the amount on there. But I'm looking at this other article. There's a OnlyFans model named Karina. I don't know how to say her last name. Cope. I don't know. KOPF. She says she earns a roughly $2 million per month just on her OnlyFans account. $2 million. What are we doing, man?
Wow. That is crazy. I don't know. This is the thing, man. Whoever was like, you know what, we're gonna start paying these people for like, we're gonna start paying these people for like gifts and all these random things. Whoever that was, was obviously like smart beyond their years because, they saw an opportunity because they know that people will sit around and buy stupid stuff. People sit around and pay for stupid stuff. That's the thing. If you waste your money, honestly, if you waste your money on buying like apps on your phone for like $1 or $2, something like that, or monthly, whatever it is, or like buying like upgrades or whatever it's called to try to win an app, then you were probably more than willing to, put some money on one of these like live things, TikTok or OnlyFans or whatever it is, man. It's just crazy. To me, it's wild. I don't understand it, but it's a thing.
It is.
It is a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're in the wrong business.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's just, it's crazy. But also, I'm not going to be going on there and doing all those like shenanigans like that lady does, and like I seen like these dudes do. No, you're not going to catch me doing that crazy stuff on there. So even if it is for money, I do have a line that I need to draw. You know what I'm trying to say?
True. Very true.
Anyhow, yeah, that's all I got for you.
I have nothing else. We're at an hour. That's a good time to stop and call it
time frame.
Call it quits. People out there, join us in listener land. # Blackout Pod on all of your socials. Check us out Sunday mornings to join in on the show. Leave us a little voicemail, 3853-BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Hit us up with a voice, not a voicemail, email. # blackoutpod@gmail.com. Hooksrub.com is where you can find the hooks, your seasonings. As I said before, Thanksgiving right around the corner. Better order now. Get you some hooks. Get you some seasonings for your turkey and all your sides and all the good stuff. Christmas dinner. It's just any time of dinner, any time of the day, any time of the year, any time of the week, yada, yada, yada. You know where to find, how to find hooks at. Be on the lookout for the new stuff, the new things, the new
one day.
Oh man,
one day. It'll be here one day.
One day. It's coming here. All right. And that's all I got, people.
That's all I got as well. Blacking out.
Blacking out, folks.